Elegoo Neptune 4 Max, FDM 3D printer with big build volume and fast printing speeds. When we take a look at the printer, the first thing which stands out is the print size. It is 420 by 420 by 480 mm build volume. Next thing which stands out is the touchscreen. It's removable and hold it in place with a magnet. It's quite handy. Neptune 4 Max also has tool tray, simple design, good size. There are also belt tensioners which are common on nowadays printers. The whole frame is supported with two rods which makes Z-axis stable. Z-axis has two lead screws which have bearings on the top and they are connected with belt. And there are some LED lights. One LED strip is on the top of the frame which lights up the printer work area. It can be turned on and off. Second one is one LED next to the nozzle which also can be turned on and off from the settings. On the front of the printer are USB-C and USB 3 connections. There are also options to connect your printer with PC with cable or Wi-Fi. This machine have dual gear direct drive extruder and high temp hot end up to 300 degrees. There are two cooling fans for cooling the prints. And on the frame are also two cooling fans. I needed to do some adjusting before I started the printer. The printer has big build plate which makes adjusting a little bit difficult. It has one adjustable wheel on the left side and two on the right side. I also tightened the belts. Boot up time is on the longer side, about 43 seconds. Neptune 4 Max has auto leveling, which uses probe to measure 121 points. You also get leveling guide, which tells you how to do correct leveling. You first need to adjust the height and then manually level the bed with 6 leveling knobs. Then printer will do the auto leveling. After that you need to adjust C height again and save the process. I did the leveling process as mentioned on this manual, but I didn't got it leveled. I tried it several times and same results. In the middle is good, but nozzle was too close on the bed on the edges. Then I updated the firmware on the mainboard and also the screen. Screen update is a little bit annoying because you need to open it up. Micro SD card reader is inside the screen case. It could be accessed from the outside, but you don't update it very often either. The update didn't fix my problem. If you print smaller prints, it was level, but if you want to print bigger, it's not. I used Elegoo filament to print test model from the USB. I wanted to start my first print, but I ran into a problem. I hit confirm, but nothing happened. You can hear the touch sound, but nothing else happening. Also, print per view is not showing anything, so I sliced new model with Cura, and after that same file I tried to print before started working. During the printing you can see different info like hot end and bed temp, C height, time, printing speed in percents and millimeters per second, fan speed and flow. Neptune 4 Max has Clipper firmware, which enables fast printing speeds up to 500 mm per second and gives more features like input shaping and bead tuning. Then I did some measuring, started with hot bed temperature measuring. Measurements aren't 100% accurate. Temp was set to 600 degrees, so overall temps at different points are similar, around 60 degrees. Left side was about 2 degrees lower. I had seen that on other printers also, but I haven't seen any effect of print results. This printer has 3 printing modes. When it's set to silent, it makes about average 52 to 53 decibels. Normal mode is a little bit more, average about 55 decibels. and the sport mode is average about 57 decibels. You can reduce noise by turning off the big cooling fans, but it may affect print quality. If we take a look at power consumption during printing, it mostly stays under 300 watts, some peaks over. So one 3D benchy took about 242 kilowatt hours, measuring starting printer switch on and stop when print finished. Power consumption is smaller to Creality Ender 5S1, which is much smaller printer, so it's quite good result. This printer can print up to 500 mm per second, so I tried different speeds. This vase printed with vase mode isn't maybe the right thing for the test, but I still tried it. Current speed is 100 mm per second. It printed 500 mm per second, but print quality suffered, the darker line. So it's not bad, and it should be better when I printing not in vase mode. Neptune 4 Max has resume printing function when power goes out and also when filament ran out. I tried if these things work, but I got problems with continuing after power went out. The option for resume came up, but it didn't start the printing. I can't stop the printer either. I switched off on the printer from the power button. I wanted to try it again, but the print folder didn't show any files. Reinstalled the USB drive, but still same. Then I opened USB drive with PSC and it was packed with this crap. If we take a look at dates, it seems that there are folders and files mostly from the future and some from the past. What's with that? I have no clue. I deleted all and tried filament ran out. Resuming when filament ran out worked like it should. Filament sensor is on the top of the frame, so quite long piece of filament will be left over. It could be better when sensor will be placed near the extruder. This printer can be observed and controlled through Wi-Fi connection. You can see how many hours you have printed total and more info about your prints you have done. You can also see the bed mesh, which don't look good. And even more things. I printed different things and also used different filaments. So let's start with the vase seen before in the video. This is very big print. I printed it with silk PLA filament and vase mode. The bottom part of the print is okay, but upper part isn't. The surface is not good. I lowered the speed where you can see the line. It added more shine to it, but still not good. Next one is the Buddha model from the USB drive and it came out very good. 3D pencil printed with PLA, no problems at all and quality is good. This one is printed with ABS. I didn't see the crack after the print, but there is one. Overall quality is not bad. I had 2 failed prints, which has caused by bad bed adhesion, but I managed to fix it by raising the bed temp up to 85 degrees. This is printed with PTG filament. There are some shiny layers on the bottom and top and matte in the middle. This is weird. I haven't seen it before, but it can be caused by cooling. This printed with TPU filament and default settings. There is quite a lot of strings, but little more traction and less stem should reduce them. Overall quality is okay. The lizard came out very good, smooth layer lines and no parts came loose during printing. This full fade came out amazing. I printed this cube when I tested the resume printing when filament ran out. Almost can't see the place it resumed. Overall quality is nice. I also printed this tolerance print. The results were good, only 2 smaller ones didn't move. It's time to take this video together and tell what I think about this printer. So I start from things I like. The print size is definitely the thing I like most. Also the movable touchscreen is good to have. Build quality is good and this tall frame is very stable. Nozzle heats up fast and you can change many settings during printing. So things I don't like is the auto leveling. First thing about auto leveling is that you still need to do manual leveling before auto leveling. If auto leveling works correctly, you don't need manual leveling with leveling knobs. I tried adjusting the knobs during the print and still not good. Meantime, Magician Pro 2, also big printer, has good option to manual adjust every point auto level measures if auto level has problems. The bed is fixed in place and there are no leveling knobs. Next thing is resume printing when power goes out don't work. Printing mostly big prints, which take long time, it's bad. So when it happens, you will waste much time and a lot of filament. Flexible build plate is good with fine adhesion, but when you want to put it back, it's difficult to align it. Some guides or stoppers will be good. If new filament updates, fix leveling and resume printing issues, it will be a great machine to print big models. That's what I experienced during testing and using this printer. These things I said about this printer is my thoughts about it, so yours can be different. If you have any questions, you can comment below and I try to answer them. Thanks for watching.